Atlassian Head of Product Teamwork Collection, Sanchin Saxena, and Atlassian Head of Product Marketing Teamwork Collection, Andrew Stillman.
Hello, thank you so much. Welcome everyone, both here in Barcelona and to those watching on the live stream. I'm Andrew Stillman, and I lead product marketing for Teamwork Collection here at Atlassian.
And I'm Sanchin Saxena. I lead product management for Teamwork Collection. Today, we're going to deep dive into specifics of how Rovo comes to life in Teamwork Collection.
Teamwork Collection brings together Jira, Confluence, Loom, and Rovo to form Atlassian's core collaboration stack. It defines the common language of teamwork, and it enables business teams and technical teams to work together seamlessly. Now, these tools are powerful on their own. We know most of you use Jira and Confluence every single day, and more of you have started creating Looms in the last year. But together, with Rovo at the center, these tools set a new bar for collaboration in the AI era.
And also, we know many collaboration tools make big promises about AI, but don't deliver real transformation. Teamwork Collection is different, though. It's different because Rovo is intuitive. You actually use it where you work. You don't have to learn anything new. Rovo is connected to all the tools and knowledge you're using every single day. And Rovo is a true partner. It's powerful to add real value to your work. Let's take a look. How many of you have tried to get better at writing prompts for chatbots? You're not alone, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like sometimes I have to learn a secret language in order to get AI to deliver anything really valuable to me.
That's right. And learning a secret language is not your job description. We're going to make it easy. It's different in Teamwork Collection because Rovo is really intuitive and shows up where you are working. There are no new habits to learn. There are no new tools to download. Now, let's take a look how Rovo is truly connected to the knowledge you're using. Mike talked all about AI silos in the keynote.
Personally, AI is no good for my marketing team if it doesn't have visibility into everything your product team is building.
That's right. When AI doesn't have the whole picture, it cannot do a lot. Good news, in Teamwork Collection, Rovo brings all of these things together for you. Let's take a look at how Rovo brings knowledge from Confluence, Jira, and Loom, but also from third-party tools that you're also using in your organization, like Google Drive, HubSpot, or whatever that might be. And the Teamwork Graph knows what you work on and who you work with. This means Rovo has answers that are smart and always relevant to the work that you're doing.
Finally, we believe AI should be more than a tool. It should feel like a partner.
Just like you and I are partners, my friend.
Exactly. We all have teammates who are sounding boards for us. Personally, I have people who I turn to every day for brainstorming, to make my ideas better, for poking holes in my plans. That one's you, Sanchin.
Thank you.
And for taking work off my plate. Now, I'm happy to say that Rovo is a part of this group. It helps me with everything. It helps me with creating content, refining plans, and just getting shit done. That's why Teamwork Collection, with Rovo at its core, is such a game changer. Let's take a look. We'll start with better brainstorming. We're going to walk through an example of a team who wants to build an app to reduce food waste. Better brainstorms start in a Confluence whiteboard. But the easiest way to get started now is with Create with Rovo. So our team lead asks Rovo to help start a brainstorm, and start that brainstorm using a Loom video and a Confluence live doc as Genesis. Rovo gets to work. It starts by building a beautiful whiteboard template. Look at this, it's gorgeous. Rovo pulls from the Teamwork Graph, so this template is tailored to the team's goals, and it's tailored to what they work on. After creating the template, Rovo starts to populate some initial ideas. Rovo is pulling these ideas from the document, from the Loom, and also from across the Teamwork Graph. It's always great to have a head start with your thinking. This whiteboard looks great, so the team lead takes it and moves it from the private canvas over to the team's Confluence space. Now the whole team jumps into the brainstorm and starts to add their own ideas. If you haven't yet had a brainstorm on a Confluence whiteboard, it is the best. It's so interactive. The team next decides to plot their favorite ideas on a cost-impact matrix to help them prioritize. Ultimately, they decide to create an app that helps people track expiration dates for food in their fridge. Now the team is ready to start building. They use Rovo to turn their whiteboard into a product requirements doc. Rovo references past PRDs from the teamwork graph to ensure this one is consistent. And it built it all within seconds. That is Create with Rovo in action, and it will be available to all of you in beta next month. And if you're not sure how to start, that's okay. Rovo will suggest prompts that are personalized to your role and your focus. So for instance, I work in marketing, which means I'm going to see prompts related to launch plans, brand campaigns, customer onboarding.
Whereas I see prompts like product requirements, insights that are more relevant to me.
Right.
Rovo knows what we do and what we need, and it easily gets started for you. So the team just finished creating a product requirements doc, as Andrew just showed you. They have a vision, and now they need to figure out how do they communicate this vision to everybody on the team and get them to the same page. The best thing for them to do is turn that into a lovable prototype. That's right, we're announcing our partnership with Lovable. Confluence and Lovable will work together to take your product requirement spec and turn that into a truly lovable prototype. Let's take a look. The team adds the PRD from Confluence, and all they do is ask Lovable to create a prototype for it. Lovable gets to work right away. As you can see, it's already working based on the requirements you put together in your doc. And just like that, you have the first version of the prototype created by Lovable using your PRD. So just notice what happened. You wrote a lengthy PRD, which you typically do, and that describes all the requirements. But then you plug that straight into Lovable and got a functional prototype. You can even change it. Let me show you how. Let's say I like the dark mode. You might have guessed it, I like the dark mode. And I tell Lovable, why don't you turn this prototype into the dark mode? Because I want to launch it with black as the background. Boom, it doesn't take a long time. The prototype gets updated immediately. All it took was you to describe what you want, go from your PRD to an amazing, lovable prototype. It's all done.
Sanjay, this prototype looks amazing, and I imagine that the marketing team working with this team would love to see it so they can start planning the launch.
That's right.
How would they find it?
Worry not, Andrew. We got it covered. The prototype will get embedded right inside of the Confluence page, so all stakeholders can see it. We are super pumped for this partnership, by the way. The Lovable team is in the audience, and we want to give them a shout out. You know? And this partnership, we are working together, and we'll be launching this integration in the next few months for you to give it a try. Now, let me show you how all of this works behind the scenes. Lovable connected to Confluence using Rovo's MCP server. MCP allows third-party tools like Lovable to bring Atlassian knowledge wherever you need it. But to be clear, permissions are always respected, so your data stays secure. That's the key point to remember. A large part of my job is about communicating ideas effectively.
That's a big part of mine as well. It's very true.
That's right. So people can't help if they can't understand what you're asking them to do. Here's an example. Allison has a vision for how she wants to reach her target audience. And now she wants to communicate it to the rest of her team. But look at this doc. I mean, it looks like written by a university professor or maybe my friend in marketing.
Not the first time I've gotten that feedback about something being a little too wordy.
Yeah, well, the good news is we got Rovo, you know? And Allison can translate that doc into something that everyone can understand. Not just professors, but everyone.
I love that. That is so much simpler.
That's right. Now, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and this document is definitely more than 1,000 words, right? What if she could take this wordy document and turn it into a visual diagram, a diagram that everybody can understand?
That would be so much easier for teams like mine to really understand what's going on in this vision.
Absolutely. Let's ask Rovo if it can turn this document into a beautiful diagram. Rovo gets to work immediately to generate a diagram in whiteboard. It parses that document and spits out a beautiful process flow diagram based on that document. You notice one thing. It went from that idea that you had documented in that live doc to a functional prototype of a process flow that you can edit as well. You and your team can jump in now and edit it if you wanted it.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. And also, Rovo can insert this diagram back into the initial page that you have, so everybody can figure it out. That's how it is easy to get everyone on the same page.
Same page. I see what you did there. OK, let's talk about how you plan and track work in Teamwork Collection. Teamwork Collection really makes this easy by connecting everyone on Jira, so all teams can plan and track their work together in a single place. So we've thoughtfully, over the last few years, redesigned Jira to be for all teams, not just technical teams. And that comes right down to the details of how we name the features. So as Sanchin shared earlier this morning in the founder's keynote, we've renamed Jira projects to Jira spaces. So whether your work is time-boxed or if it's ongoing, your team can use a Jira space to plan and track all of their work. Spaces also offer endless customizations. You can customize what you call work items. They're not issues necessarily anymore. You can customize the default view that a team sees. You can even customize visual themes for your team in their space. And Rovo can help you make the most of your Jira space. Sanchin, how much time would you say your team is spending doing manual cleanup in Jira?
A lot of time. Are you telling me I can save that time with Rovo?
Rovo can help you here. Rovo can help manage all of these tedious tasks. So it can save your time and many other teams' time that they're spending doing this manual work and really make it easier for them to focus on what they're trying to do, their actual day job. So let's take a look at a few of these. For starters, Rovo can work on creating work items. So watch in this example, we have an engineering team that takes their project plan, which lives in Confluence, and they drop it straight into Jira. Rovo can instantly break that down into the work items that are actually needed to deliver this project. It's also really great at adding context, connecting the dots. This really includes linking to related tasks. So in this example, Rovo is flagging 2 work items from another team that are going to be blocked if our team's work is delayed. So we're able to spot those dependencies before it becomes a potential issue.
That's pretty dope.
Also, no one ever has time for cleanup, so Rovo can archive old work items. Look at this, no more clutter. Once you archive it, everyone just has a crystal clear view of what's next. Sanchin, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
How much time do you spend at the end of your week writing status updates?
I hate to admit it, a lot.
It's probably not how you want to spend your Friday afternoon.
Not at all.
OK, well, I've got some news for you. Watch this. Rovo can pull from the past week's activities, and it can draft an update for you with progress, decisions, any blockers, nice and simple. You can still go in and make any edits if you want to, if there's something you want to add, and then when you feel good, go ahead and post.
Oh my God, you're telling me I don't have to write my status updates for my boss every Friday?
No.
That's cool.
Rovo is helping here. And this is going to be great for a lot of your different stakeholders who aren't necessarily spending every moment day-to-day in your Jira space. They can still follow along on the high-level important pieces of the project without really getting stuck in the weeds. OK, now let's talk about asynchronous communication. Sanchin, I know your schedule is pretty hectic. How do you actually find time to collaborate?
Well, I do some of my best thinking in the morning before most of my team is even awake.
I imagine that's probably why some of the night owls on your team are recording Looms, sending them to you so that they can share complex ideas with a lot of nuance, but still get your reaction when you actually have the time to engage.
That's right.
Well, sending a Loom is so easy. I know for a lot of people, the idea of being in the spotlight as a presenter is scary. Obviously, not for the two of us. But if that's scary for you, recording a Loom shouldn't feel scary. It's easy. Let me show you. First, I'm going to answer the burning question on everyone's minds. Can Loom make me look better? To a degree, yes, it can. Loom can touch up your appearance. It can adjust your lighting and really make sure you look as camera ready as possible. Also, you don't have to get everything right in a single take. Loom's recorder panel has a pause and rewind button. So if you mess something up, you can just go back a few seconds and record over without having to start the whole thing from scratch. When you're finished, with a single tap, AI can remove any of those awkward silences. If you tend to be someone who puts a lot of ums and ahs in your talk track, it'll just pull those out with one click. It's really, really easy to get started with your first Loom and get it with a place that's ready to share. I'm going to show you.
We're going to do a cool live demo for you all.
Yes. So I have a video, a Loom, that I recorded for Sanchin a couple of weeks ago. He hasn't actually seen this yet, and it's just to give him an update on some of the things that my team is working on. So let me play this for you. Here's a quick walkthrough of some of the main marketing highlights we have for next half. We're really looking forward to... Boys, be quiet!
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What are you going to do now?
Anyway, what was I saying? We're really excited to lean into a lot of the robo skills this half. So as you can see, I had a little bit of a problem. I love my two dogs, Levi and Bacho, but they got in the way of that Loom there, and I don't think this is quite ready to send off. So let me make a few changes. Editing a Loom is really easy. First of all, I might want to give Sanchin a copy of the doc itself so that as he's watching the Loom, he can also view it live. So I can just, with one tap, add here, saying click here for the plan. And then there you go. At the top right, there's going to be that when he watches the Loom. If I want to remove any of those filler words, a couple of ums and ahs in there, with one tap, I can do that as well. But I think we need a little more fixed here before I can send this thing off. So let me go in and into the main edit mode. And if you look here, you'll see the entire transcript right here. So Loom has automatically pulled that together. And you'll see there's some parts that I probably don't want in the final version. So let me go through, and all I have to do is select it. So I selected that part of the video that I want to cut. And if you look down here in the waveform, you'll see that that section of the video has been selected. And I just tap delete.
That's it.
Just like that, it's deleted. So now I hit save, and let's watch again. Let me re-queue. Same video. Here's a quick walkthrough of some of the main marketing highlights we have for next half. We're really excited to lean into a lot of the robo skills this half.
That just disappeared. There's no dog bark.
It's really, really easy. Once I send this, Sanchin has the ability to watch it without us needing to find time to meet. And it also gives him a lot of flexibility. So he could watch this, he could fast forward to specific sections if he doesn't want to watch all of the preamble, all the professorial intro. He has the option to watch it at 1.5 speed as well if he wants.
But you and I are pretty fast talkers. Can someone slow us down?
That is true. You can both speed a Loom up if you want to, but if you've got some speed demons like us, you can also watch it at a slower speed. Really, Loom is so simple to get started with. I encourage all of you, if you haven't yet recorded your first Loom, go and do it today. Give it a try.
Awesome. Yes. Let's talk about another part of my job, which is making smart decisions, or at least I feel like I'm making smart decisions. Let me show you how Robo helps me with that. Cody is on my team, and he has built a launch plan. He wants to know if there are any risks to this plan. So he asks Robo, hey, can you flag any concerns with this plan? And immediately, Robo gets to work. No need to switch tabs or be a prompt rocket scientist. Just ask that question to Robo. And when Robo does that work, it figures out where this information is, which is in your teamwork graph. Now, Robo has identified 3 main risks. Some of these risks the team was aware of, but there is one big risk and a new one. Robo has identified a new industry regulation called CADLR that the team wasn't aware of.
Sanchin, what is CADLR? I don't know what that is.
I have no freaking idea, but I bet Robo does. Let's ask Robo, man. Robo responds, and this time, again, it is able to pull from your teamwork graph and is able to give you the right answers right in the context where you are. You didn't change any tabs. You didn't use any different tools. We're bringing that information to you where you are. Now, it's pretty clear to me that Cody needs help. This is a lot of technical details, right? And you need some help. But what should Cody do? I mean, he doesn't even know who to contact. Well, you can ask Robo again. And when you ask Robo this time around, it again pulls the right information and tells you who Cody should contact in the policy team. Right there, you went from having a doc asking Rovo about the risks to knowing what those risks are and then knowing who to contact across your company to get the right answers as well. That's the power of Rovo. No new tools, no new habits. Just get the work done where you are. Let's switch some gears here and talk about meetings. All of us love meetings, right? Well, at least I'm in a lot of all-day meetings. How about you, man?
I'm in back-to-back meetings pretty much every day.
That's right. Even though not all meetings are great, I'll admit some meetings are really important, right? A lot of key decisions and ideas get discussed in those meetings, and people like me end up making some decisions that the team needs to know what those decisions were. Well, too often, all of that knowledge gets lost the moment that meeting ends and nobody captures the notes. This happens all the time.
It's crazy, Sanjay. I know a number of people who will show up to a meeting that they were invited to that they have no intention of actually speaking up in or contributing to just because they don't want to miss out on what's being said.
That's exactly right. So now you don't have to attend those meetings. But if you wanted to, you can. We want to make sure all those ideas don't get lost because we're introducing Loom meeting notes. What you can do is send your Loom for meetings for every meeting that you want to attend or maybe not attend. Just send the note taker. Let me show you how that works. The new Loom app will notify you about all your meetings. And it's easy to add a Loom meeting recorder right there. Whether you're using Zoom, Google Meet, doesn't matter. It works across all of those things. Now what you're seeing on the screen is everybody inside that meeting is working from the same doc. They have the same agenda. They can type notes in real time. And by the way, these notes are preserved even after the meeting is over. Andrew, how often do you catch 100% of the things that are discussed in a meeting?
I will confess I'm occasionally known to multitask during meetings.
We all know that. And that's why we have made it easy for you to ask real-time questions while you're in that meeting. Imagine you ask Loom, can you catch me up on the last 5 minutes so no one knows I was dozing off? And Rovo will get that answer for you.
It's multitasking, not dozing off.
OK, fine. Rovo looks at the transcript, which is generated in real time, and can tell you exactly the things that were discussed in the last 5 minutes.
That would be really, really useful.
Yeah.
Sanjay, I have to ask you, so when we're in meetings, how often do you understand all of the acronyms that my team is using?
Sometimes, man. A lot of times, there are a lot of them. For example, what the heck does WAC even mean? I have no clue. Right? But what I can do is I can ask Loom again. It'll pull up that information from the teamwork graph and will answer that question for me while I'm in the meeting. It's not like I'm in the meeting, I open up another tab, figure out that answer, and come back to that meeting. No, it's happening right when you're in that meeting. That's the power of Loom. When your meeting ends, the best part is that everything gets captured. The recap, the action items, all of that gets captured in a Confluence Live doc. Just like that, meetings are now also searchable. You can find action items from them. Why? Because you can ask Rovo to look back at this transcript and ask the questions, what were the key action items? What were the key points that were discussed in that meeting? This knowledge is now permanent inside your company's knowledge graph. It never got lost because the meeting ended. And coming soon, you will be able to do all of this stuff in 50+ languages. That's right. Loom will deliver meeting notes and meeting recaps in your language, but more importantly, you can translate those existing notes into any language of choice. So if you're working with a colleague in France and you're in the US, you can see their meeting notes being translated back to English. That's the power of Loom. Yeah.
That's right.
There is one more use case that I want to highlight. In many meetings, key decisions get made. But someone has to manually track those decisions and then go to Jira after that meeting and update those work items, right? Someone is doing that job. Well, the good news is you no longer have to do it. Loom meeting recaps are now synced with your Jira space. All you got to do is click on that link, go to the Jira space, and Rovo will identify all the updates from that meeting. You accept those changes, and the work items get updated immediately. That's right. No longer you go to a meeting, capture notes, forget about them to update the Jira work items. The Jira work items will get updated because Loom and Jira are tightly integrated. Once the meeting is over, you can visit your space, get those work items updated instantaneously.
I love it. Loom and Jira, they go so well together. It's like peanut butter and jelly. They are just perfect together. Yes. Finally, one last topic. Let's talk about how Teamwork Collection can help your teams execute at scale. This gets a lot easier when you can add more agents to your team. So you can delegate a lot of the tedious, repetitive parts of your work to agents from your favorite third-party apps. So in the founder's keynote a moment ago, we saw an example with Canva. Let's look at another example right now. So one of these other agents that is launching shortly is from Databricks. It's called their Query Runner. In this example, we're looking at a marketing team. And like many marketing teams, they are managing things in Jira. They're managing their big ad campaign in Jira. And when they're almost finished with the entire campaign, the last remaining thing to do is evaluate the ROI.
That's right.
So they ask the Databricks Query Runner agent, the same way that they might turn to a friend on the data science team. There's no complex prompt needed. They just ask a simple question. How did the ad campaign perform? And it might be that their friend on the data science team doesn't have time. So it's just faster and easier to go to Databricks directly here. Right away, the Query Runner starts going. It starts scanning all of the campaign data in Databricks. It also looks at the work item description to get critical context that it needs. And it gives the team an answer within seconds. Rather than waiting for data science, they can immediately get answers. It's going to share those results to them in a really easy to understand format. It's also going to include the SQL query for auditing purposes. So later on, if somebody needs to validate the numbers, they can still check.
So hold up. I just got the answers right there. I don't have to call data science?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Even a marketing team can be pulling Databricks directly. It's really valuable. And there's also going to be a direct link into Databricks with more details. So if the team wants to go in and play around in more depth, they're able to.
Pretty cool.
So the team has their results. They're ready to share the good news. And so our marketer jumps into a slide deck that they've been building to share with leadership and adds the ROI. They add it straight in with a couple of clicks, and they're all done. They're ready to share. So this is just an example of how executing at scale is so much better when your favorite agents are part of the team.
Yeah, and as I mentioned in the keynote, we're bringing a lot more team AI agents to be a part of your team in Jira. So super excited about that. And today, hopefully, you got a glimpse of everything that Teamwork Collection can do for your organization. We hope you're excited about third-party agents, Create with Rovo, and all the other features we have shown you today. And we cannot wait for you to try them out.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.